This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
Tips on how to enjoy holiday leftovers while working our way back to a healthier diet. That and more next. Hi everyone, I'm Ken Kara. Happy New Year. Here's your local information. I had a lot of cookies last week, and I think I ate the Feast of the Seven Fishes 3 times thanks to leftovers. That's 21 fishes. But it's all good. I can bounce back. That's what my wife Allison Kara tells me. And not only is she awesome, she's also a registered dietitian, Zumba instructor, and certified personal trainer. And she's also our guest in today's news feature with Lisa Sugart.
Allison, we want to know if we're doing things the right way. We don't want to do things too quickly, but we want to eat healthy and get back on track.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a lot to think about during the holidays. I think a lot of people, that's in the back of their mind. I want to celebrate. I want to have family traditions, but at the same time, I do want to try to eat healthy. I don't want to overindulge too much. But one thing I do like to talk to people about is it's going to happen. It just will happen. You will overindulge. There's a lot of treats, there's a lot of food, and a lot of family time is centered around food, meal times, and those are the traditions. The food is the tradition. So it's okay. That's the main thing. Right off the bat, be kinder to yourself, not to feel as guilty. It happens to us all. We all kind of dive off the path and overindulge. Now, what can you do the next day? That's where you really can take the steps to turn it around. You don't have to go on a crazy detox. You don't have to only drink liquids. Really just getting back on track with balanced meals. I like to tell people, try to focus on balance at each meal. Even if you have leftovers, because a lot of people do have leftovers and they're concerned, well, I ate all of this stuff. How am I supposed to go back to how I'm eating when there's stuff in my fridge? That's understandable. Try to incorporate it through your normal or average balanced meals. For example, if you had turkey and ham and stuffing and mashed potatoes, instead of having that all again for a meal, like we typically do during a holiday meal, break it down, for lunch the next day, have a sandwich with the turkey, maybe a little bit of cheese, some lettuce between bread, having that, and then for dinner, having the ham with your sides. In that way, you can still enjoy the meal and you don't have to necessarily feel like you're switching off, like, oh no, that was something indulgent. Now I have to go back to what I normally eat. You could still kind of gray and blur the lines a little bit. You could still enjoy those holiday foods, but working them in a little more balanced. And when I do say balanced, I mean the whole food group sections should be covered. Fruits and vegetables, a little bit of protein, a little bit of healthy carbohydrates if you can. Try to choose those whole grains if you're able to. I know it's not always possible, but if you can. And really, if you're in any doubt and you're not sure really where to start, the easiest thing I tell people, it's cliche, but it's true. You really want to increase fruits and vegetables. That will never steer you wrong. If you're making spaghetti with spaghetti sauce, chop up some vegetables, putting it in the sauce. It'll really bulk up that meal. It'll give you some extra fiber. It'll make you feel fuller longer. Especially on those holidays, we tend to overindulge and maybe have that full feeling. And you might be searching for that full feeling again the days after. And you could do that with vegetables. As far as desserts, go for it. Still have a little dessert maybe not through the whole day like we might do on the holiday, but the next day, still have the cookies that you made. Have 2 cookies. Have maybe 1 after lunch. Have 1 after dinner. Have 2 after dinner. Have 3. But when you switch your mindset into thinking, it's okay, this holiday meal is part of my eating, then it's not so much a good or bad thing, because that's what we want to try to avoid. No food is good or bad. It can be worked in through your diet. So I encourage people to do that.
And you are a Zumba instructor, correct? So give us a little plug there on where you do Zumba.
So currently I do virtual Zumba. My business is Healthy Rhythms, and you can find it on Facebook. And we do it Mondays and Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. So it's really great, especially in the winter when the weather's kind of and not so great, and the snow and it's cold and you might not want to leave your house. You could still get exercise in. So that's Mondays are Zumba toning at 6 o'clock. You don't need weights. You could use cans, those leftover cans from the holiday cooking, fill them up. And then Tuesdays at 6 o'clock is regular Zumba. So you can
And that's a great way to get back into shape again, right? And to start exercising again. And you're not out in the cold weather.
True, exactly. It's not a lot you can find to do inside. That's a lot of fun, but Zumba is a lot of fun.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazelton. Remember, in an emergency, our emergency room is the safest place to be.
Allison will be back with part 2 of that interview, and I'm very happy because I can use some fitness tips. According to multiple reports from over the holiday, Santa Claus is very pleased with the Hazelton area, and a lot of people are on the good list for next year. It took just 4 days for residents to help fill a truck with supplies and toys for those impacted by tornadoes in Kentucky. A nonprofit organization run by Hazelton City Council members called We Are Hazelton helped organize the effort. Van Hoekland Greenhouses provided the trucks, and Blaze Alexander Dealerships in Hazel Township was the drop-off point. Ray Merrill, the general sales manager at Blaze Alexander, tells Amanda Crispin of the Standard Speaker, quote, "We saw people drop off who didn't have a lot themselves. You're talking about you need tires on your car and you're dropping off cases of water," unquote. So much was donated, more trucks were needed. The donations left our area for Kentucky on Sunday. There's so much more to this story, and you can read Amanda Crispin's full article at standardspeaker.com.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast for the National Weather Service on Tuesday. Sunny with a high near 32 degrees. On Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 21 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 39 degrees. Wind gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 25 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 31 degrees. Thursday night, a 60% chance of snow after 8 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 23 degrees. Friday, snow likely, mainly before 8 a.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 28 degrees. We have a 60% chance of precipitation. And on Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 14 degrees. Our community and sports features are coming up after this break.
The Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce will have their monthly small business counseling service on January 7th. For more information, you can visit hazeltonchamber.org or you can call 570-455-1509. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Lori D. Dunsa of Kingston, the McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Dorothy Harashak, age 96, of Shenandoah. Mass will be held on Wednesday at 10 a.m. at St. Mary's Ukrainian Catholic Church. The John J. Postai Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Regina M. Kukul, age 98, of Humboldt. Mass will be held on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. at Holy Rosary Church. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Thomas Kerpies Jr., age 53, of McAdoo. A funeral service will be held on Wednesday at 12 noon at the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends will be calling Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at the funeral home. Betty Moyer, age 87, of Hazel Township. Mass will be held on Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Our Lady of Grace Church. Friends will be calling Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Fierro Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Dorothy Thaub, age 96, of Atlanta, Georgia. A funeral service will be held on Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Fierro Funeral Home. And Stephen Lewis York of Easton. Services will be held in South Carolina. Local support can be offered through the Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home.
Tonight's obituaries are being brought to you in part by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory, with 2 locations in Rockland and in Drums, 570-384-3312 or 570-788-0977, and go to harmonfuneral.com.